slow pace of our justice system in this country, or what? Or outright sabotage?
Well, good afternoon, viewers, once again. Good afternoon to the brother. You recall that thanks to that number, we have had cause to take into question the display of justice in Nigeria. And it is not peculiar to the case in hand, or this case at hand, on cases that have to do with ships of deteriorated ships that have been arrested, which cases are still in court. They are Lagos, Port Harcourt, and Warri Naval bases. It's very unfortunate and it's sad that for so many years those cases those ships have been arrested, 134. And we had this on authority on that between 2020 and 2019, about 118 of the ships are there with cases in them. And it's very sad that up to today, as we speak, they are still there. And some of them will sink, some of them, like it says, getting lost, but some will get destroyed. Then you see that, I'm trying to say, but that is a part that big. You see that even this all things we are talking about, the part that we must be behind it. It's not just the R&U, other cities of Nigeria. People know about it. And of recent we had that there are collaboration even between the NFS officers and some naval officers. Yeah. So where do we go from here? You see that Nigeria is in for it.
Yes. Nigeria's economy, as I explained to you, is in a very solid condition. Dispensation of justice is not helping matters. Yet, 134 ships are rotting away in the creeks there. How will you look at this?
You see, he said the other time that we cannot rule out sabotage, cases of people sabotaging the efforts of the courts and the federal government to ensure speedy trial on those ships that have been arrested years ago. You see, the Nigeria situation is that when measures are put in place to ensure that a particular criminal activities are named in the board or are outrightly checked, you see, we will have some power, the power that will be sabotaging the efforts of whoever in government, or that we ensure that the decision of the federal government to ensure that a particular thing is not done is done. That is the problem. That is the problem we have in Nigeria, and I could blame that on a situation where we don't have our ways of doing things being institutionalized. Because where everything is institutionalized, hardly you could see all this something like this happening. It cannot happen in America. There is no system without any deviance. But it is the way you prosecute or the way the system is driven that we eliminate whosoever that want to be a clog in the wheel of progress. So I don't see that system being driven effectively in Nigeria. I'm very sure if the president is in the know that we have that type of wealth, rusting somewhere, the president himself, though he cannot go to court to make any pronouncement as far as the the trial is concerned. But I'm very sure that he will have, dragged Attorney General of the Federation to ensure that there is quick dispensation of justice. But the way things are going, everybody in the system is compromising the integrity of their respective offices, and they are now there is now a conspiracy between them and those whose motive and intention is to ensure that the economy of the country is grounded. So that is it.
Yes, Muhyiddin Adeleke has joined us and is part of the program. Yes, 134 ships are rotting away while the court case on the 134 ships is still there on dispensed with, yet to be dispensed with. And if the case is not dispensed with or adjudicated upon as well, it will continue like this. But then one will not rule out the fact that it will have effect on the economy of the nation. From your own perspective, what would you say about this?
Yeah, thank you so much, Honorable Atitu.
Yes.
The bad day boy.
Yeah.
The bad day boy.
Thank you for not adding this stuff.
Congratulations. So let me just say, good afternoon, viewers. I am so happy to be on this set today, talking about the issue of vessels already confiscated for being involved in illegal oil bunkering. First, I'm happy that the whole world is knowing about this, because not quite many people were aware of the development. The usual song was that the government was looking the other way while they are busy stealing Nigerian oil. But when you take a look at the statistics, as far as those who have been apprehended from 2015 till date, you want to say that for the first time you want to give the federal government a pass mark, that the government is not compromising as far as stealing of the oil is concerned. But be that as it may, you want to talk about the fact that the fact that the vessels have not been permanently forfeited to the federal government is even constituting a drain in the pipe, because for them to be so maintained where they are anchored, and that the corrosive effect of salty water so we land is having a devastating effect on the vessels, and for the Nigerian Navy to keep maintaining them will require money. At the end of the day, if they are permanently forfeited, it will be to the advantage, to the benefit of the nation at large, and it will go a long way in dissuading those who probably will be contemplating taking part in stealing Nigerian oil. It's a high-wired, will I say, criminal activity. Those who engage in it are those who are ready, who are determined. They are desperate to be involved, because it involves a lot of money. But when we consider another factor, definitely, when we blame those who engage in it, in Nigeria, in Yoruba Palace, they say Anipulaja Ojali. Okay, there are people, there are saboteurs beyond the shores of the nation who are ready to receive stolen badges of oil. So if we are taking care of our own end here, what happens to the international community? If the international community is not receiving stolen oil, they probably wouldn't have found market for these illegal activities they engage in. So it's unfortunate. The court system, the judiciary sector of national life has to be a bit reformed in a way. There's nothing bad in setting up special courts to dispense with those cases. Because
cases of oil bunkering.
I'm telling you, because if you allow bureaucracy to
stall,
exactly, definitely Nigeria will, at the end of the day, the gains we would have probably had from this exercise, it will be an exercise in futility. What is the gain in going on the high water to secure those badges stolen from Nigeria and then bring them back only for them to rust away somewhere where they are anchored? I think we need to prioritize this and ensure that necessary measures are taken by the powers that be to ensure that we benefit maximally. If government is trying to dissuade people, to discourage people, to go after the criminals, to secure, to make arrest, then something has to be done to ensure that those efforts are not in vain at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So all measures must be put in place. I so concur and support all the premises advanced and canvassed by the earlier speakers.
Yeah, because of our time, we will not go further on that. We have to go to the next topic on the program. And the second topic has to do with election. We all know that the next year, 2023, is the year of our election in this country. And the election, the main umpire, Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has come out to say it is spending 355 billion naira on the presidential, National Assembly, and some state governorship elections across Nigeria. The question here that I will ask is 355 billion naira not an humongous amount of money for election? Though they will print ballot papers, yes. They will print there will be a lot of printing works, yes. There will be other logistics, yes. 355 billion naira for election in Nigeria.
Well, my brother, myself, and you might not know. You just mentioned those things that are involved. Few, I want to say few. And we are talking about the election of the country of 200 million Nigeria. And don't forget that before the general election in 2023, there are elections before that of Kogi, that of Imo, and Bayelsa. You know, those ones are even ahead before after the general election. Honestly, what I want us to, I think we should pray for is a peaceful election, and that is free and fair. And like I said, operation developed covering printing of so many things, payment of a stipend for those who they will engage. I want to say, maybe by the time Nigeria will go fully electronic in election, and maybe such an amount will be reduced. But for now, let us pray we have a very free, credible election. Don't let us look at that amount. That amount will be bigger, will be very big, will be very humongous in our faith. But what are we talking about? Let there be peace in the election. And we may not, by the time that we have a very peaceful election, that amount we are talking about may not even be. Don't forget that we will also purchase equipment to prosecute the election. Don't forget the beaver thing that we are just using now. Maybe they will need to procure more. We are only looking at maybe the Osun Ekiti, and remember that don't forget we are talking about general elections now that have to do with every part of the country. And then there will be security. they will engage the security people to make sure the election is held.
Yes, in the eastern part of Nigeria, there are threats against the election. And we all know that it is only a miracle that will really save Nigeria from the likely embarrassment that will accompany that if election is not held in that part of the country. But
Yes.
our focus is spending 355 billion naira on the forthcoming election. That you have just said, whatever the amount is, just let us have free, fair, peaceful election in Nigeria. But then there are threats against the election elsewhere in this country. The East, the Northeast.
You see, by now, I don't think the amount that will be spent on the election should be the concern. But I think where Nigerians are supposed to focus right now is the magic or the efforts or the measures that will be put in place to ensure seamless election in the trouble or crisis-ridden geographical areas in the country. For instance, we have crisis of Boko Haram in some part of the northern part of Nigeria, and the east too is also having problems of insecurity. I think it is only the southwest here that that is a bit secured, not completely secured, but a bit secured. Move to the middle belt, you will see that that area itself, the middle belt is also having their own share of insecurity problems. So I think even if we are spending more than what the manners are proposed, what is important, what we should focus more is how will this election will not be a just jamboree, will not be a kind of a fraud. How will the money being proposed will not be a waste? And I think the amount quoted by the INEC chairman will have taken care of how the situation will be dealt with in those areas that we have mentioned. So for now, I think what is germane is not the amount, because even if there is peace everywhere, how much is a 355 billion naira? A liter of petrol today is selling at how much? 200, 220. Now, when you take into consideration the number of vehicles that will be used for the election now, and when you take cognizance of the number of ad hoc staff, they are running to like say 1.4 million Nigerians will be involved in this election. They will all be transported, officials, both ad hoc and not ad hoc. So all those people will be paid. Now, money will be used to hire vehicles, because the INEC doesn't have the number of vehicles that will be required for this exercise. So vehicles definitely will be hired, and you now see that INEC will partner with some other agencies, the security agencies, the military, the police, the civil defense, even the media. But I don't think that the media are members of the media are paid because it is part of our social responsibility. But all those people, INEC will be responsible for their whatever
Identifications.
for the identity and so on and so forth. So that money to me is not that so important, should not be the focus. But what should be the focus is how will the election be conducted, and how will the election will not be aborted, how the election will be will give us what we want. We want good government. How will the vote of the people count?
That's it.
So all those things should be our focus.
Yes, Amudi, you will come to discover that policies and propositions that are successful in other climes will meet abysmal failure in Nigeria. And with this, saboteurs of this will be planning somewhere. That is the nature of every man anyway, especially Nigerians. There will be attempted sabotage of the election process. This amount of money, can it, do you think it will give us a foolproof election?
Yeah.
A perfect election?
Let me just say one thing, that Nigerians are geniuses. Yes.
Evil geniuses.
No, I did not say that. if that is coming from you. So all I know is that Nigerians are very smart.
Very smart.
Yes.
Yes.
They are smart,
Hard crafty.
I beg. Let me be. Don't put words in my mouth. Nigerians are very smart. They are highly intelligent.
Yes.
But the smartness of an average Nigerian today
Could be negative or
could be
negative.
could be suspicious.
Will be suspicious.
And
That is choosing his words.
that
Yes.
is that is
I like those literary.
and that is what has driven us this far. You see, I had interacted with a resident electoral commissioner who is now retired, and he pointed it out to me that it's unfortunate that all these technology we are introducing into our electoral system was devised from abroad, but unfortunately
Yeah, it was successful.
no, they don't use them. They don't need them.
Because their system has, about.
Yes, it is because
As transformed beyond
we are smart. We are crafty,
Yeah.
and that's why we are trying to outwit the craftiness of our people. So when in Yoruba land, òwe tó sọ fún wa pé ọ̀kánjú àdàgbà
Oronu ẹ̀ ń pẹ̀ kan.
ọgbọ́n rẹ̀ wájú. The more we try to outwit the system, the more we make the authorities to spend more. Yes.
Yeah.
For them to be smarter than the people. Nigerians are getting smarter by the day. Unfortunately, it is not to our own advantage, politically and economically. Come to think of it, all these beavers and what have you, card reader, they are manufactured overseas. Who do not need them? They are only selling them to us to earn foreign exchange, and to the detriment of our own economy. It is better for us to also contribute through our character. Let us do it. It shouldn't be a do or die. If the intention is to serve the people, if you are contesting, if you are going to the House of Reps,
Yes.
if the intention is to go there and serve the people, it shouldn't be a do or die.
Of course.
So, but it's because of it is out of this desperation. Our desperation is making us to spend more on election. In those days, people were cutting away ballot boxes and whatever. They are no longer doing that, but they are getting smarter by the day, and it is costing us. We cannot complain that we are spending so much on servicing election when what is in our heart is not good. If we have that mindset, very negative mindset, some are cancers. Let me tell you some of us are cancerous in our attitude. So we are the ones subjecting the system to what? To the manipulation of technology. The technology now is determining, is now trying to outwit us, and we are also planning day by day to outwit the system.
So
okay. Come to think of it, during the time, the era of just slotting your coins to make a phone call, public booth, people devised a way of sabotaging it. So there's no system they will bring that they will find a way of cutting the corners and going around it. We, you and I, all of us, have to be on the same page as far as Nigeria is concerned. If we all have that good intention to make our economy strong, to make our political sector vary, then it will be to the advantage of the citizenry. But if we keep on trying to outsmart the system, then we will be spending more. What should have been spent in providing social amenities for our own good, for our people, for the citizenry, will be spent in devising. In fact, it could get to a time where we need to procure the services of a robot to conduct election. Because these days we are subjecting the lives, so many lives to election. A lot of lives are lost when some people come up with their cantankerous attitude in order to win election. You don't win by, it's only God that puts people on positions of authority. So let us renew our intention. Let our intention be clean and be clear, and let us know that only God makes the leaders.
Thank you very much. Yes,
let me just add to what Budalebe just said.
Okay.
Nigerians were quick to attack our leaders, and we are quick to pass blames. But have we succeeded in sitting down to assess our attitude as followers too? Just like Budalebe just said. By the time INEC will conduct election, you see people just heaping blames on them. That is, however, we are the voters who are quick to misbehave, like no desire to cut corners, to foolproof. Like just like Australia said, that some people made attempts to act back.
Can you imagine?
To act,
if they are hacking individual accounts,
what are we talking about?
For what? People are hacking individual accounts.
You see, the way I look at it these days, it's still bordering on the leadership. Let me tell you this: if leaders are not criminogenic, the followers too will not be. Let me tell you, okay, the issue of hacking into
and that means if leaders are bad, that means followers must follow that kind of footstep.
Who will be their role model? We are talking of somebody who will be the window for the people
so you
to see the outside world from which let me tell you this thing. Let me tell you.
If you have a parent and your parent is doing the wrong thing, so you must follow that parent.
Unconsciously,
in our own individual houses,
it is
we are leaders.
Excuse me. Yes, we are leaders.
Yes.
The society too, those who lead us in at the parliament, at the presidency, they are super leaders. Anyway, that people will look at and form a behavior from what they are doing.
Let's go to the next topic, please, because of our time. Our time is fast spent. The next topic has to do with food. Food security, we are ready for dry season. That is coming from the government of Nigeria, especially from the Agriculture Ministry at the federal level. Dry season is a very special time, and it's a time to be prepared for. If we really want to eat and get satisfactorily fed. And the government is saying that they are prepared for the dry season. Muhyiddin is a son of a farmer. Popola and Dayo too. At least.
I have a farm.
He has a farm. Popola has a farm. And I know.
I have a farm.
Papa inherited from my father.
Oh,
They are
I have a farm.
Now let's take a look at it. Within the dry season and food security. Try a juxtaposition of the two.
Yes, in the first instance, we will have to take a look at what has been the headache of farmers. The rainy season is almost gone, except for the probability of having late rain. But let me just tell you that what we have heard from the Minister of Agriculture, Dr. Mohammed Abubakar, if really what he has said is the whole truth, is what the government has done, then we want to say that it is a welcome development. Talking about the measures already taken, he made reference to flooding. The flooding, no doubt, affected many farmers. Not due to government, but due to natural occurrence. Flooding can be natural. When the river outflows its bank, definitely there will be flooding, and that's what we have witnessed in so many states of the federation. But from what he said there is a kind of insurance put in place for those that are in the formal sector, usually those that are captured under the formal sector, as far as agric is concerned, that there is a kind of insurance to take care of that. But he said in the advent of some not falling under this category, there are intervention programs put in place to alleviate whatever could have been the losses suffered. Especially those, the rice and maize farmers, for instance. He's saying that the government has keyed into going into intensive dry season farming, which is a welcome development. Nigeria is blessed, no doubt about that. Blessed with good climatic conditions. In many nations of the world that were not so gifted, so blessed as Nigeria, they are really forging ahead, and they are even making hay. They are making way as far as farming is concerned. I say it with every sense of modesty that we're not doing enough in the southwest here. Some people do say it. We have the farmland, we have this, we have that. But how many of us are going into real farming, mechanized farming? Around the year, they do farming around the year over there. There is irrigation everywhere. But what efforts are we making to ensure that there is farming all around the year? We are so bedeviled with quite a number of challenges. The pests will come. Some of us are into small farming because of our background. We are still into farming. I have a small farm here. But what I want to tell you is that the government should walk the talk and not just tell us, but ensure that concerted efforts are made towards taking care of farmers who do not have the opportunity of coming under this insurance scheme,
Okay.
so that their losses will be mitigated at the end of the day, against the background of what was witnessed during the flooding season, rainy season, which was characterized by flooding.
Yeah, Dayo, insecurity is one of the problems affecting farming in this country, the agriculture generally. When people go to farm, the fear of the unknown will catch them.
But if I meet the Minister of Agriculture today, Dr. Obaka, the first guy I will ask him, if, like he said, they are fully prepared. I will ask him how prepared.
How prepared.
That's what because I will ask him. One of the guys I will ask him is, Mr. Minister, Honorable Minister, how prepared? You have just mentioned the level of the insecurity. If people paying to access their farms. So what level of preparation is that? Well, then two, we spoke about young and agriculture. Honestly, I wouldn't know how to describe it. This is the enjoyment to facilities being that they have up there. We seem not to have it there.
We don't.
And we want to ask our various governments what have they been doing with the fund earmarked through river basins for irrigation type of farming all year round.
Yes.
So it's not all about people who are not ready to go into large scale farming, but what assistance, the kind access any of the back of the zone and all that. The condition they will give to you will be is killing in assessing fund for even when you are ready for agriculture. The encouragement, where's the encouragement? To what extent can you assess fund? Yeah, but see, I don't know. Up there, I'm not sure the kind of condition they give here for agriculture is what is applicable in some other places, in some other clime. So how do you think we will be would have agriculture this part of the country all year round? How?
Bobola, before we go on the program, you see, farming in this part of the country used to be the main thing in the olden days.
Yes, agri settlement and some other things.
During the days of the Awolowos of this world, the economy of the western region rested on agric. But today, the situation has changed so appallingly that one would not be happy with the situation if you have the opportunity of hearing about the good old days. If they say the olden days are good, if these days become olden, what would they be calling these days?
You see, when you take a look at Nigeria as an entity, and you consider the climatic factors and the geography of different regions, you will see that agriculture here is different from what it is in the northern part of Nigeria. Our soil texture here could only accommodate 3 crops. And where you are planting 3 crops, because of the nature of the soil.
3 crops? Only 3 crops?
I'm coming. The nature of our soil here, you cannot having the production of food crops year in, year out. The reason is this: here we have muddy soil. There they have sand soil. Now muddy soil will accommodate the planting of 3 soil, 3 crops, like I said the other time: cocoa, well palm tree, kola nuts, and so on and so forth. And the moment you plant kola nuts or cocoa on a particular piece of land, and those things started growing, you cannot go there again to plant cassava or to plant yam. You can plant yam sparsely. But you cannot, that same land, you cannot concentrate the planting of either cassava or yam there, because the three crops that you had planted will not allow those things to grow. And that is what now compare the nature of the soil there to that of the north. If you take kola nut to the north, it will not germinate because of the environment, because of the weather. So they are climatically, favored there to have to go on a food production. I mean, from January to December. So they are more favored there. But here we can make use of what we have to get what we want, and that the cocoa that we are used for. How have we been able to intensify our efforts in seeing that the production is not diminishing? So the palm oil or the wild palm tree, how have we been able to continue with the cultivation? So it could hardly be possible to have two different geographical areas that will the same, and that is what we are having in Nigeria. The northern part of the country, we have that advantage, but here our advantage could be limited to the rainy season, if anything at all. Go to the agric there, you will see that even the nature of this soil, I was there about 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, you will see that the nature of the soil there could only be supported by natural rain. Though I don't know if the dam is constructed there, maybe water could be pumped from there to surface.
They engage a lot in irrigation.
That is what I'm saying.
Their own land seems hard land, but they still embark on irrigation.
It is possible there. That is what I'm saying. We have what we call loamy soil. Even if you water loamy soil,
it is not everywhere that is loamy here in the southern part, especially in the southwest. There are areas where arable farming is possible. There are areas where we can engage in irrigation farming here in the southwest. But the problem has to do with what is happening, the kind of family system or the land tenure system we have here is not assisting us. Up there, if you have a large expanse of land, nobody will query you.
Nobody to a large farming.
Exactly.
Farming.
But here, you hardly see people unless you are ready to part with your fortune, part with a lot of money.
You see, land is part of
my father.
Even our money will still come. Some people who cannot do anything with the land will come. They will come and collect royalty.
That every week.
Unmerited royalty.
And if you don't play the ball, they destroy your crop.
That is it. You see,
gentlemen, I want to sincerely appreciate you for your contribution on the program. We have dealt with 3 big topics. Oil theft, 134 ships brought as court case drag. 2023 election, INEC to spend 355 billion naira. And the last but not the least, food security, we are ready for dry season, coming from the Minister of Agriculture. And it is on this note that I want to sincerely thank Moidin Adeleke for coming.
Thank you.
And Dayola Lepeku.
You have to be in the news tomorrow.
No, they have no choice but to come. But I still need to thank them. Yes, on behalf of the producer, Dayola Lepeku is here, and the executive producer, Akiola Wolabi, Babatunde Bola Tito is my name. I say, have a very wonderful weekend ahead.
Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Ọlọ́wọ́ lajà mọ́ ni.